Hello everyone, I am ChèRee Wiley and welcome to Diverse Perspectives. Diverse Perspectives was created for the purpose of discussing, analyzing, and celebrating multicultural perspectives across various platforms. This includes the production and dissemination of educational resources in order to enhance the understanding of the works being highlighted. The purpose being to provide exposure of these diverse voices and further the goal of diversity, equity, and inclusion in the areas of education, literature, and arts and entertainment. For all those who don't know, I have been teaching in public education for the last 11 years. I have a master's degree in English and African American literature, as well as English education, and an MFA in creative writing fiction. So when I talk about all of this, I really do know what I'm talking about. I am passionate about this area simply because I was that student in public education who always felt like I did not quite belong. I took advanced classes all throughout middle school and high school, and I did pretty well. I maintained A's and B's, and a lot of times I put forth just enough effort to keep my mom off my back. I wasn't really aware of what I was capable of until I got to college. That was the first time that I was exposed to any type of multicultural literature to the extent that I am trying to present it to students today. And I feel as though that is the biggest problem. I should not have had to wait until I went to college in order to find out that there were people who looked like me who had done more than just survive slavery. I also feel as though this is the main reason why our generation has such a struggle with identity in itself. The purpose of diversity, equity, and inclusion is to really help young people and adults find where they fit into this whole conversation about life. And who better to talk about it than somebody who's been there and has learned exactly how important this is. Representation is absolutely everything on every scale that you could possibly think of. And we finally reached a place in our society where people are starting to get on board. We realize that a lot of the issues that we have, even when it comes down to the way that we interact with each other, is because we really don't understand where other people are coming from. As we look at and evaluate diverse perspectives, we begin to get an understanding of how other people live and why these things are important to all of us. Diversity doesn't just benefit that one person. It doesn't just benefit the minority sitting in the classroom. Diversity, it benefits everyone. Every child that sits in a classroom and hears about diverse perspectives grows, not just in knowledge, but in their understanding about the world. And the students that sit in those classrooms who are minorities, they start to feel as though they are actually a part of that environment and a part of that conversation. And these things should not just be the responsibility of college campuses, because what about the students that never actually step foot on one? Why should the only time that students are able to be exposed to these type of conversations be once they get to higher education? The goal of public education is supposed to be to educate all students. And that starts with real, authentic conversations about the backgrounds of multiple types of people from multiple experiences and multiple perspectives at one time. It is very, very important that we continue this conversation. But Diverse Perspectives also wants to take it a step further, because I acknowledge the fact that there are quite a few of older people who are outside of public education who also are missing these opportunities to have these types of conversations. So I want to make sure that those things are also highlighted. Over the course of this journey, we will take out the time to really look at different areas, not just the area of education. We'll talk about literature. We'll talk about contemporary things that come out, even some things that have come out recently. I will start off these conversations with books that came out just last year. And we'll talk about things that come up along the way, including arts and entertainment, because those things also impact how we see ourselves as a culture and how we interact with one another. The hope is that through these conversations and this look at diversity, equity, and inclusion, we can kind of break down some of these stereotypes and start to really live in harmony. I hope that you will continue to follow me as I share my knowledge with you week after week. We will drop new videos and share content every Monday. And so continue to come back to our YouTube channels as well as Facebook. We also are on Instagram and Twitter for more information. I will include in the description details about the website as well as all the social media platforms so that you can stay informed. We will also upload information on a podcast each week in order for you to just be able to follow what is coming up and give us things to look forward to. In the meantime, please share your thoughts and anything that you're interested in knowing more about over the course of our time together. I look forward to sharing this knowledge with you, and I hope that you will learn something along the way. Thank you, and this is Diverse Perspectives.